This is the final stop on our three-part journey through Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. And today we're showing you a city of rapid growth and incredible contrasts, Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. In this video, we cash in on an absolute hotel points gold mine, escape into the rugged mountains for a high alpine trek, and explore a capital city caught right between its heavy Soviet past and a brand new future.
Hi, I'm Beth.
And I'm Aaron. This is Kits and Postcards.
For our 4 nights in the city, we decided to drop back into our point strategy and checked into the Hyatt Regency Bishkek. For anyone in the points and miles game, this place is an absolute Category 2 steal for Hyatt Globalists. Because we applied a Suite Upgrade Award, we scored a massive room with tons of space, a great work setup, 2 full bathrooms, and an absolutely amazing view of the mountains. They even welcomed us with a lovely local touch, a spread of dried fruits and nuts presented in a beautiful wooden container shaped like a komuz, a traditional Kyrgyz stringed instrument. In addition to a free daily breakfast, Globalist status gets you access to the Regency Club Lounge. Every evening, they serve up a really solid spread of hot food, local dishes, and plenty of free spirits and beer. The crazy part? We basically had the entire place to ourselves for all 4 nights. It felt like our very own private VIP lounge.
Confession time. We originally booked a hiking tour that had us sleeping in a traditional nomadic yurt out in the countryside. But after that grueling 17-hour wilderness marathon back in Almaty, our bodies were completely broken.
Yeah, my legs were literally on strike. For our sanity, we chose the comfort of a real Hyatt bed instead.
To truly appreciate Kyrgyzstan's beauty, you eventually have to escape the concrete and see the country's legendary nature. So we spent one of our days on an organized tour to the spectacular Ala Archa National Park. But first, we had to assemble the crew. We picked up our fellow hikers, Felix and Norman, met our incredible guide, Aidana, and hit the road with her father, Yntymak, at the wheel. Our first major stop was hopping onto a brand new mountain gondola, where we were treated to some absolutely breathtaking alpine views. At this point, we were on top of the world. Life was great.
The tour included a little mountain hike, a casual stroll, we thought, a nice chance to stretch our legs. See, the park area is actively expanding and a lot of trails are still under construction. To get around the crew, we decided to take a quick shortcut. When that shortcut turned into a near vertical wall of loose dirt and gravel, gravity became the ultimate enemy. Alright, maybe it wasn't strictly vertical, but it sure felt like it. At that point, all my strategy went out the window, and pure survival mode kicked in. Yes, that is actually me, crab walking down a mountain in Central Asia. Elite athlete status? Not quite.
We managed to wander along the actual trail for a little bit after that. But as the path kept climbing and Beth's shoes started to slip again, it was a full stop.
So we're taking a little break on this mountain right now because I am a big scaredy cat and don't want to climb up any higher because I'm afraid of getting back down. I've always said that I have a fear of unguarded edges, and my fear is falling down that right there. So I'm not going up any higher. I'm going to wait here. But what goes down must come up, and getting back up that loose slope, it took every single ounce of energy I had left in my body. Every single ounce. Honestly, I might still be out on that mountain if it weren't for Felix, Norman, and Aidana. They were absolute heroes, extending a helping hand every step of the way to drag me up and down that trail.
Once we finished traversing the gravel paths, we made our way back down to solid ground, and our underfoot terrain improved greatly. We traded the loose gravel for a much easier stroll along a beautifully paved path. It was exactly the kind of casual stroll we originally envisioned. Along the way, we even ran into some incredibly friendly red squirrels who seemed completely unfazed by us. The path led us right into a gorgeous rushing stream. It was absolutely stunning, and since we had so much beautiful scenery to take in, we ended up stopping here for quite a while. It was the perfect spot for the group to pause, snap some photos, and just admire the incredible views without worrying about losing our footing.
The water was so crystal clear that we couldn't resist playing around with the camera gear. We actually dipped the action camera right into the rushing current to see if we could catch a unique perspective from underwater. It turned out to be a pretty cool experiment. After soaking in the peaceful vibes of the river and finally catching our breath, we finally made the walk back to the van. My lungs might still be up on that hill, but looking at these views, the adrenaline, the incredible company, and the sheer adventure of it made it totally worth it. Just remind me to check the elevation gains next time.
After our trek into the mountains, we headed back into the city, and no trip to Bishkek is complete without a total sensory overload at the central market, Osh Bazaar. We spent some time wandering through the endless chaotic rows of stalls, soaking in the sights, the heavy aromas of fresh spices, bread, produce, meat, and just the local hustle of daily life. After the market, Idana took us to explore some of the city's cultural and architectural highlights. Our first stop was Toktogul Satilganov Philharmonic Hall. This Soviet brutalist building was built in 1980. Next to it, we caught sight of Kyrgyzstan's own modern take on Moscow's famous Seven Sisters skyscrapers, which is currently soaring up under construction, as well as a very interesting spherical office building.
We made a stop at the State Historical Museum, and while we are definitely not museum people, it was a very interesting experience. Originally built as the Lenin Museum, this cubic white marble structure was intentionally designed to dominate the square as a temple to Soviet ideology. Now, with a partnership from Turkey, the museum takes you on a massive journey through time in Kyrgyzstan and the Turkic people, starting all the way back with ancient Stone Age artifacts discovered in the region before moving into a massive, incredibly detailed section dedicated entirely to the Soviet era. But the absolute highlight for us was on the cultural floors, where they have a stunning, life-size traditional yurt built right inside the museum. We spent time capturing all the vibrant textiles. It gave us that deeper connection to Kyrgyz heritage we were looking for, all while staying in the comfort of climate control.
Just a short walk from these solemn grand monuments, you can pass by the Zhorku Kanish of the Kyrgyz Republic. Called the White House by locals, this Stalinist modern style building was built in 1985 as the headquarters of the Kyrgyzstan Communist Party, as well as the office of the president. Since then, this building has been famous for witnessing the swift overthrow of multiple governments.
But nothing captures the changing face of Bishkek quite like its newest landmark structures. We made our way over to the breathtaking new Central Mosque. It's a stunning masterpiece built in that classic Ottoman style, a gift from Turkey to celebrate their shared Turkic heritage. It features towering minarets that completely reshape the city's skyline. The last stop on our tour was to the Opera and Ballet Theater. The beautiful neoclassical style building was finished in 1955, hiding many subtle hammer and sickle emblems with its Greek architecture. And because of heavy Soviet funding, Bishkek's National Dance School developed into a premier ballet training center of Central Asia.
All right, it's been a fantastic day. Gorgeous weather and gorgeous company. Yeah. Bye. Bye.
After our tour, Beth and I had a quick drink at the Hyatt Club Lounge before heading out to explore a park we walked through earlier that day. Panfilov Park is a fascinating urban time capsule where Soviet war remembrance directly intersects with a retro fairground. Landscaped in 1924 in the shape of a five-pointed Soviet star, the park is anchored by a historic 1944 monument dedicated to General Ivan Panfilov and his legendary World War II division. Yet just steps away from this stoic wartime shrine, a dense canopy of century-old oaks gives way to a bustling amusement park filled with colorful roller coasters, carnival games, and the 50-meter-tall Eye of Bishkek Ferris wheel. This unique pairing creates an uncanny sensory experience where families can eat some ice cream, ride some vintage carousels with direct eye shot of Red Army memorials, seamlessly blending the city's complicated history with modern daily life.
The next morning, we decided to head out and explore more of the city. We spent hours walking around, and the sheer scale of modern development here completely blew us away. We headed down towards the brand new White House, a massive, sprawling neoclassical presidential palace complex called the Yntymak Ordo. This is where the president's office is, as well as cabinet officials. One thing we didn't realize until later is they actually give tours of the interior, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. Along the way, we passed dozens and dozens of brand new and in construction apartment buildings. The sheer volume of cranes and scaffolding is wild. The city is growing at an absolute breakneck pace. 5 to 10 years ago, this was a city frozen in the past. That is changing.
Yet, even with all this new glass and steel, Bishkek still fiercely honors its past. We made sure to visit Victory Square and see the famous Victory Monument and Eternal Flame. Built to honor those who fought in World War II, the core structure features three massive red granite arches that curve upward to represent the ribbing of, you guessed it, a traditional yurt, surrounding a statue of a mother waiting for her child to return from the war.
It is a city of incredible, jarring architectural contrast, and the ultimate place to jump into that history is right here at the heart of the town at Ala Archa Square. It was built in 1984 to celebrate the Republic's 60th anniversary. Overlooking the square is a monument featuring the mythical hero Manas the Magnanimous, replacing a space once occupied by Vladimir Lenin. While Lenin isn't completely gone, they just moved him to a less prominent area around back, and just a block or two away from that is another statue memorializing Karl Marx and Frederick Engels.
While we were exploring, we got incredibly lucky with our timing and managed to catch the changing of the guard right beneath the massive, fluttering Kyrgyz flag. Watching the soldiers execute their razor-sharp, high-stepping, synchronized maneuvers against the backdrop of those grand Soviet-era buildings was absolutely mesmerizing. It is easily some of our favorite footage of the entire city. The square is also an amazing place to stroll for an evening. Many locals are out enjoying the colorful fountains. It is great to just sit and enjoy the vibrant city life.
Not far from there, we came across the striking Fighters of the Revolution monument. This massive bronze memorial honors Urkuya Salieva, a pioneering women's liberation activist, holding a flame high above her head. It's a powerful, dramatic piece of art that really stops you in your tracks and reminds you of the sheer grit embedded in this country's history.
Next, we decided to check out some of Bishkek's most iconic and honestly beautifully bizarre architecture, starting with the Wedding Palace. Built in the 1980s, this massive white marble building looks like a futuristic sci-fi cathedral. It was specifically designed by the Soviets to host secular state weddings.
Speaking of wild architecture, you cannot miss the Kyrgyz State Circus, looking exactly like a giant concrete UFO that just crash landed right in the middle of the city.
On Bishkek's sun-drenched street corners, traditional tea stands are replaced by barrels pouring ice-cold ancient nomadic elixirs. Under colorful umbrellas, vendors serve tangy fermented grains like mexam and salty yogurt drinks like chalep to defeat the Central Asian heat. Stepping up to these bustling sidewalk stations offers Kyrgyz history in its quickest, most refreshing form.
Our final architectural scouting stop of the day was the National Drama Theater. The building itself is beautiful, but the real showstoppers are the massive, incredibly detailed relief sculptures on either side of the facade. They depict dramatic scenes of Kyrgyz history and folklore, practically turning the outside of the theater into an open-air art gallery.
One thing we noticed traveling through these two countries, the EV boom is impossible to ignore. You'd think the cheap gasoline here would kill the market for electric cars, right? Think again. Out of a dozen rideshares we took this week, 10 were 100% electric Chinese imports. The infrastructure here is wild, with abundant charging stations like these. It proves that when you build the tech and the charging stations, people will switch.
To cap off an absolutely unforgettable few days, we shifted gears from the rugged mountain dirt and bustling markets, from the empty lounges and mountain slips, to the beautiful blend of old and new architecture. Bishkek completely blew us away. It's a city moving incredibly fast into the future, and we're so glad we got to experience it.
Naturally, it wouldn't be a true adventure without one final test of our navigation skills. Like much of the city, Manas International Airport is undergoing some serious upgrades right now, which made finding our way a challenge, to say the very least. After embracing a little bit of the beautiful chaos, we finally made it to the lounge. Navigating the stairs, since construction had the elevator completely out of commission. You know we love our lounge access, but this one had a first for us. It's the only airport lounge we've ever seen with a chocolate fountain. We had to give it a try, of course, and I'm glad we did because outside of that fountain, the rest of the dining options here were pretty scarce.
The raisins are quite good here. That's the highlight.
And that officially wraps up our multi-city journey through Central Asia. If you enjoyed chasing these postcards with us, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And let us know in the comments if Kyrgyzstan is on your bucket list.
We'll see you in the next postcard.